Well, we're back doing another movie about the Loch Ness Monster, or a monster that's slightly related to the Loch Ness Monster. Is it better than the last movie that we talked about Loch Ness Monster? I don't know. We're about to talk about it, though. As this week on the Monster Zone, we're talking about the Crater Lake Monster.
From the depths of imagination comes terror like no other. From experiments gone wrong, things crawling from atomic wastes, alien behemoths, prehistoric titans. Nowhere is safe when they strike without warning. Can nothing stop these forces of destruction? Science, weapons, love. You'll just have to see it to believe it. Scream, run, hide if you must. Nothing can survive the Monster Zone.
Do you like big things? I like big things. Do you like big monsters? That's my second favorite thing. Welcome to the Monster Zone.
Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the Monster Zone, where we talk about some classic and some not so classic monster movies from the past. And who do I mean by we? Of course, I mean by the lovely Mr. Parker.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here. Always great to be here. You know, when things are working and not exploding and I'm not stressing out, it's a great day. I'm about to talk about whatever this movie was. But it's great to be here with you, Dan, because I love hanging out with you.
Oh, good. I'm glad we
Even if it's in
finally
the
got
virtual world, you know?
Yeah. Can digitally hang out.
Yes.
As we used to when we used to play in your, our buddies on Xbox back in the day. We never knew them.
Yeah.
We just met it. We just knew them through the Xbox.
Exactly.
But normally Angela would be here, but she cannot join us this evening. And myself, I am Dan, and I'm going to try to lead you through this cavalcade of nonsense. But before we get started, I got to ask the softball question because I do it every fucking time. Parker, what's something you've been doing that isn't podcast related?
Well, last weekend I took a trip with my brother and my best friend and my dad. We took a trip to Pittsburgh. We went to the Steelers-Jets Sunday night football game. It was great because I got to hang out with some awesome people, and I got to watch the Steelers kick a lot of ass. And yeah, now I'm back home, back with my family, just getting back into the groove of things. That's about what I've been doing. What about you, Dan? What have you been up to?
I got a question real fast, an additional supplementary question based on I'm assuming the Steelers won, correct?
Yes.
All right, good. That's all that matters. Anyway, for myself, I actually, when was the last time we recorded this shit? Of course, we had all the catastrophic flooding here in the East. I don't remember we've talked about that. So, even though it's work related, but not podcast related, our company's been doing a lot of pro bono work and stuff and helping some businesses and flood people that were lives were changed by the flood. So, shout out to everybody, and hopefully everybody's doing okay. I know some people got messed up. I don't want this to be somber, but that's a lot of what I've been doing. I've been playing my card games. I got my cousin into playing Tarkov, so we've been doing that lately. And I've been trying to get more into my shooting, which I have not been doing as much of lately. So I'm trying to do more of that. And I had something for this. I don't remember what the hell it was. It was probably important, but that's about all I've been doing for the most part.
All right.
Okay, so before we get started talking about the Crater Lake Monster from 1977.
Beneath the foggy depths of this misty lake lurks a creature ready to unleash its horror on an unsuspecting world. Crater Lake Monster, a beast more terrifying than your most frightening nightmare. Crater Lake Monster. Prepare yourself for the horror sensation of the year. Crater Lake Monster.
From Was this an American or a Canadian production? I think it's an American production.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It has like the bacony stench of Canada on it, so I wasn't sure.
Well, I mean, it takes place in California. Yeah, but I didn't really look up like the production of like where it was filmed.
Okay.
Other than like the work that the director did beforehand and who was behind, like who worked on this movie, but I didn't see anything about like it says parts of the movie were filmed at Huntington Lake, California, and Palomar Mountain, California. So that's about it. I don't know if the director was Canadian or what.
I don't know. It just felt like it. Maybe it's because of our last film we did. One of our last Lake Monster films. But however, I'm assuming you had no past experience with this movie at all, correct?
No, I had never heard of this movie.
Good. I have a very minimal experience with this. And my big takeaway from it, two big things, is I watched it one time with my dad at my uncle's house because he had it for some reason in his stack of VHSs. Just like, was it The Brain? I think that was like an 80s like killer brain movie.
Oh, yeah,
watched randomly.
Yeah.
I remember the old VHS for that. Anyway, we watched this because why not? And there's a guy in this we'll talk about, a character when we get into the film, who looks almost exactly like a good friend I had back home's dad. It's weird as fuck. I was like, dude, is your dad in this movie? He's like, not that I know of. I was like,
that would have been
like
awesome.
Dad looked like a younger version of his dad. It's weird as shit, dude. It's so wild. But that is about it. So let's go ahead and get started. I can talk, I promise. Let's get started talking about 1977's The Crater Lake Monster. Parker.
Yes.
Do you have any interesting behind-the-scenes things you would like to mention and or things about the cast or crew?
I do have some interesting facts about this movie. So it was directed by William Stromberg, who was very involved in the stop-motion field of filmmaking, working on a show called Davy and Goliath. And then did a lot of stop-motion work for like commercials. And then he worked with David Allen, who David Allen is actually a big time stop motion. He worked a lot with Charles Band and then like stuff from the 70s. So like pretty much working with a lot of stop motion artists. The stop motion in this movie was done by Phil Tippett.
Oh,
who worked on Star Wars. Did that Mad God movie that came out a couple years ago. Did a lot of consulting for Jurassic Park, as you know, that's the whole behind the scenes of that whole thing. But yeah, Phil Tippett, big time stop motion artist, was involved in this. And to be honest, is it the best part of this movie? I won't spoil my thoughts yet.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. So didn't this come out the same year as Star Wars? 77?
It did. He was actually working on both at the same time. That's
hilarious.
This was like a side thing for him while he was doing that. This was released. Yeah, so it was written by Stromberg and was also written by Richard Cardella, who played the sheriff in this movie.
That's funny.
Yeah, you could tell that he wasn't an actor based on the line readings. It was released December 17th, 1977 at 85 minutes. Thank goodness it was that short. It had a budget of less than $200,000. At least that's what Wikipedia tells me. And it supposedly made $1.05 million at the box office. All right.
Dude, I mean, it made a little money.
And pretty much everyone who reviewed this movie praised it for the stop motion, and that was about it.
Do you think we're going to be like the rest of those reviewers? We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
All right. Is that all you got, sir?
Yeah, that's. I'll throw some things in when we're going through the plot.
Oh, I'll say some things too. All sorts of inappropriate things.
All
right. Things. So our movie begins, as all aquatic lake monster movies do, with a shot of the water and a title card.
We get a lot of shots of the water in this movie. A lot of close-up water shots, aerial water shots, the same channel water shots like 7 times. Where I think it's just a still. I don't even know if it's actually like actually happening.
I thought it was Loch Ness. I was like, is that Loch Ness? Like
Yeah,
literally that first
yeah.
shot of the lake, because it's a beautiful shot. Like it's
Yeah.
a beautiful looking lake. I'm just like, Loch Ness? No, I don't.
So supposedly
Obviously.
it's supposed to be Crater Lake in California, but it's also been confused for Crater Lake in Oregon or Oregon, however you say it.
Oregano, actually.
Oregano, yes. Oregon. No, it's Oregon. They invented oregano.
Oh, those
It's real
bastards.
facts, people. Don't fact check us.
Yeah, please don't. Take our word for it.
Yes.
And you get all these shots of the mine, and I assure you, I'm going to mess up some of these characters. I actually wrote their names at the top so I'd remember. I do not have any cheaty Wikipedia page. I mean, IMDb, which we normally have up, which Angela has, but I ain't dealing with that nonsense. Excuse me. We essentially start with Doc, and he like this dude like kicks his door in, like poof. I think it was Rich. No,
Did he kick his door down? I thought the guy was sitting next to a fire.
Oh no, he's outside. That's right, he's outside. I'm thinking of later when they're at his house. That happens.
He
later.
just kicks in his door. He's like, "I knew you were there the whole time. I just wanted to kick your door down." Son of a
100%. If that happened, that would add some pizzazz, some oregano to the film. But yeah, so Dan and God, what the fuck's her name? Susan.
Woman.
Susan.
That's all I could think. Like, I heard her name twice and I forgot about it because I forgot she was in the movie. Like, she just would like show up in random spots, and it's like, oh yeah, I thought you were part of that trio, because the guy disappears for a while too. The important scientist guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Well, this is one of those movies that just does not have a prominent female lead.
No,
it just doesn't happen at all.
Nope.
So they essentially go to this guy's Doc's house. These two people, Dan and Susan, are scientists. Doc, ironically, is also a scientist. Shocker.
Wow.
So they literally like rip him out of his house. Like, we got to show you something. He's like, what the fuck is it? It can't be that important. Let me gotta show you something. So they abduct him and they take him to the High Peak Mine, which is no relevance after this, mind you. I just want to point this out. Like, after this, no relevance in the movie. They find some Native American drawings, and then they find one that like drew a pliosaur on the wall, and they're fighting with spears. I'm like, dude, you don't realize that not all of this shit was factual, right? But they take it like as fact.
Well, they did mention the fact is like, oh my god, we always thought that dinosaurs, were extinct before the rise of man. But this is proving that could have been wrong. So it was like they were, I don't know. I feel like that some of the things they explained in this movie was like, okay, I'm glad you're giving us that explanation. But the performances were just so wooden. And everyone is reading from it. This is a cue card. Everyone in this movie is reading off a cue card. Like, no one knows how to act in this movie. They're all like, oh my God. Is that a pliosaur? Like, they even say pliosaur, but then they say dinosaur like 14 times. And it's like, it's not a dinosaur.
It's not. There are no dinosaurs in this movie, people. The cave paintings are more lively than the acting from these people. Except there's two people I give a pass, and you'll know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So, essentially, let's forego that cave paintings or murals and everything have depicted unrealistic events, gods, deities, and stuff. But by God, this fucking pliosaur is real because it's on this damn wall. Yep. So it has to be.
Yep.
So not Uncle Herb's exaggerated fishing story. Meteor out of nowhere crashes into the...
As soon as they find these cave paintings, a meteor crashes causing destruction. That meteor knew what was happening. It's like, no.
Yep.
No proof.
Yep. And my favorite part's the sheriff. He just does not give two shits that this has happened. Like, yep. Like, crashes right into the lake. The mine starts. Yeah, I should do something about this. Let me finish my old mill real fast. Anyway, I don't know if he's drinking. I don't fucking know. Anyway, so the mine collapses. Everybody gets the fuck out because it's too early for people to die. Cut to the next day. The scientists want to get the meteor out of the lake. It's an important find. However, the meteor would likely have exploded the moment it hit the fucking water. Unless it was a massive meteor, then it probably would have displaced most of the water in the lake. But that's okay. We'll gloss over that too.
Yeah.
So they go out there, they go swim, like, wow, the water's a lot hotter, and that rock's really, really hot. Yes. And there's this one shot of the camera, just like while they're in the water, they get it and they start coming out. Like, oh, we should check this out. This water's so hot, blah, blah, blah. And there's just like a shot of this dude, like the camera just facing at the sun. And I just said, stop fucking staring at the sun. Like, why? This is no relevance. Is the sun the meteor? No, it's not.
They didn't
Pan it.
edit the guy just being like, all right, break time, but he forgot to turn the camera off, so he's just pointing it at things. He's like stretching with it in his hand, so it's like pointing at the sun.
Yeah.
And then the director's like, I like it. I like the sun shot. Let's keep it.
Yeah, it really goes with the pacing of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then literally this movie, because I don't want to explain it yet. We'll talk about it later. This movie has a horrible sense of time and showing you the progression of time in this movie, because you would not realize how long this fucking movie goes. But the monster shows up and it's fast as fuck when it gets out of the water. It's like a POV and it hits the ground. You can clearly tell it's just a dude running with a camera, but it hits that ground and it hauls ass on land. Like, for it being a pliosaur, not having legs.
I could imagine in reality the pliosaur was not a fan of just wandering around on land. They had flippers, so most of the time they were in the water. They were aquatic animals. Like, they weren't
Think
just
of it like seals.
Yeah, but like seals aren't wandering halfway through town. You know, like they'll go on land, but they stay as close to water as possible because that's where they're the safest. Yeah. So the fact that this pliosaur is just like doop just wandering like a mile and a half inland.
I just want to. It's true. He fucking does. He puts his joggers on. He's like, let's go for a walk,
Like,
baby.
come on, guys.
And like, I'm just expecting like the pliosaur when it hits the water, like hits the land, it like does that little like wiggle bounce that seals do. Like,
that's 100% how it would walk, though. If you think about it, like,
it'd be fucking sweet.
Any animal with flippers, that's how they have to get around. Like, they can do the waddle thing, I guess. Which is kind of what this creature does. So we got to explain the fact that this meteor crashes into this lake and it incubates a pliosaur egg, which then hatches this pliosaur, which then grows at a exponential rate.
Yeah,
to the point
they bring that up at like the end of
massive.
the movie.
Yeah. Which, why are we explaining this at the end? Like, this should be like, I wonder if this meteor has anything to do with this pliosaur just randomly showing up after all these years.
What if it was just a space? It actually wasn't an egg. It was just a pliosaur in the meteor.
And that would make more sense, to be honest.
Delivery system.
Yeah, this is the origin of King Ghidorah. Like, this was before it sprouted 2 more heads and grew 100%. Wings.
Or no, this is the rejected King Ghidorah. That's why it hit the lake.
Yeah, I was like, get the fuck out of here. This was Kevin. This was Kevin on his own.
Yeah, let's do a Kevin, but by itself.
Yeah.
It noms the backpacker, and then
oh yeah, it does. To be honest, the kills. For one, I just got to mention, I watched this movie on YouTube.
Okay,
and it was in I could not find anything more than 360p. So the quality was dog shit.
Oof.
So like trying to see, like, I'm glad the stop motion looked really good even in that low of quality. But like some things just looked terrible. And to be honest, I feel like this movie just looked terrible. Period. Like visually,
yes,
it just was just a mess. The fact that I don't know, I'm just kind of baffled that this movie made the money it made.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We seem to have a track record with our lake monster movies.
Yeah.
Not to show our hand entirely, but here's about 2/3 of it. So a backpacker gets eaten, and then it gets so a bird watcher sees it. I guess it's a bird watcher. He's got like a microphone wandering around. See that? It's one of the sound guys. Didn't know what the fuck he was at. Like, we'll just leave him in. He'll turn and look shocked. Yeah, I actually called him a birdcologist. Because I was like, he's a bird call guy. I don't know. So he sees the pliosaur head in the water, calls the sheriff. Of course, the sheriff doesn't fucking believe. Bulls start disappearing. The sheriff takes that serious because that's head of cattle missing, or that one bull does. But fisherman rents a boat, which I'll talk about the characters in a minute. A random fisherman comes in, rents a boat. He gets nicked by the pliosaur. Yeah. I will say this though. The actual physical prop for the head, we watched it on Plex, and it looked okay. I don't think it was 320p. I think it was slightly higher than that, but it looked okay.
Yeah, I mean, it
actual
didn't look terrible. Like when it was
Prop
a
looks okay.
practical prop, like when
Yeah.
it would rise up and it open his mouth and stuff. Like it didn't look terrible. I wish they kind of zoomed out on it, but I get why they had to push
Yeah.
in on it because they're like, we're probably just holding this thing. Like it's probably
It's just a head.
puppeting this head. There's nothing behind it, so I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
But it
But
didn't look terrible.
they can't be too creative.
This
right?
looked better
that
than
was
the
always
Loch
fun.
Ness horror.
Yes.
Pliosaur. That looked horrendous.
Yes, 100%. So the dude gets eaten out of the boat. They find the boat. There's a bunch of blood in the boat, and we actually
Which makes no sense.
It doesn't make any
The
sense.
guy
'cause
literally
he did not
gets
squirt.
falls into the water. He gets
Yep.
taken by the pliosaur, and then they find the boat full of blood. And I went, "Huh? I don't think that's what happened."
So for a little not relevant backstory, the boats are rented out by a couple of characters, are Arnie and Mitch.
Yep.
And it's for those of you that grew up or around our age, it's the same. It's a similar relationship to Bulk and Skull from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's that dynamic a little bit, a little more extreme. But it's the dude who's a wise guy who comes off. He's kind of the bully, if you will, but he always pretends like he's smart. And then, which is Arnie, and then Mitch is kind of like the whiny little dude, but he seems to be the smarter one, but he's like the super passive one. But they're both kind of stupid.
So they're both played by Arnie's played by Glenn Roberts, and Mitch is played by Mark Siegel, who looks like a knockoff Andy Kaufman. You've seen
That's the
who
guy
Andy Kaufman looks like?
Yeah, that's what my butt. Look, that's the guy that looks
The
like my
dude who
buddy.
has so
Yeah.
much hair on the sides of his head, but barely anything on top.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly how, like even the facial structure very
Yep.
similar to my buddy's dad, 100%.
That's the thing about this movie, though, and we're gonna get to more. Just like what we're adding another subplot to this movie because, like, you think these guys are just gonna be here for 5 minutes, like they're gonna have this scene where they give the guy the boat, they find the boat later, and then they tell the sheriff, and then that's it. But these guys come back for the rest of they're part of the movie now. They're in it, and to be honest, other than the pliosaur, they are the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
Even though they kind of they seem kind of out of place for what's going on in the movie. Cause you have the sheriff who is like very serious. He's like taking his job very serious, doing serious things. You have these two clowns who are just being, goobers and, talking about going on dates with women. Their boat don't work. And they're like, oh, I don't know what this part is. And like throws it out. Like, it's just
they're 100%
this weird dynamic. And it doesn't seem to fit, but you're also just like, because everyone around them is just so bad, they're great.
Yeah, and they like you said, they're supposed to be levity, and I'm not going to say that they're funny because the humor is like the lowest of the low. It's like not really anything I find funny, but I guess their dynamics charming when the two of them are together.
Yeah.
Like when they misspelled the sign. That's not the way you spell bait, but bait is actually spelled correctly, but it's tackle that's spelled wrong. It's missing the fucking K.
And did you see how that sign looked? That sign was gorgeous. Like
it was amazing.
That was a great looking, other than the fact that tackle was spelled wrong. That sign was like, there's no way he's just like casually like, you see my sign? Like, no way. Get out of here.
Maybe that's Arnie's gift. He's like really good at hand painting stuff. But he's been beaten down his whole life, so all he knows how to do is to pick on Mitch.
Yeah.
That's God. Anyway, they're great. Like, listen, you're not gonna laugh your ass and think they're really funny. They're just charming. They're very charming characters, and that they're all just played for levity. That's it. Which is bad. I'm glad they're there. Believe me, they do help the movie. Like the movie really just kind of goes like it's literally just like things happening involving people and then the monster. Like a rich couple shows up. I didn't even mention most of the stuff. They just show up at the fucking town. They have car trouble. They rent a little hotel, and then they rent they were going to stay, but they rent a boat.
Yeah,
from Arnie and Mitch. Which
this is the one
that doesn't start because they fucking Arnie can't start. Yeah, and Arnie can't start it, but they get right in and start it up right away and just drive off.
Yeah, all of this was supposed to be done at night, but when they edited the movie, they forgot to put the filter on it to actually make it look like it was nighttime. So literally you have the couple having the conversation like, oh, I'm so glad we could be on this boat, enjoying the nightlife. And it's like looking up, she's like, oh, so many stars. I've never seen so many stars. I'm like, it's the middle of the day. How are you
Dude,
seeing stars?
I literally put a thing in here that just says it's fucking daytime. Like it's just like literally the note. So we have a movie coming up that will be for November for next month. But that has a scene very similar to this, but it's way fucking cooler where it's clearly daytime, but it's way fucking cooler. Anyway, they do Arnie and Mitch get in a fight, and it's the dumbest like two buddies fighting. It's not like a brawl, but it's kind of like really petty, like start with like kicking dirt on your shoe and shit kind of thing.
Mhm, yeah.
Well, they fight, they end up in the water. The sheriff just watches this happen, and then they find a severed head.
Yeah.
And it's the first fisherman earlier in the film that got eaten. Apparently, the head's not worth eating. That's the worst part, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of meat on it.
The people, the rich people with the boat, get attacked by the monster, and their first instinct is let's burn the boat.
The
So they burn
guys.
the boat.
He's like,
Yeah.
go, honey, go. And this was a guy who also, I think, was trying to do a British accent, but then just
Yes.
quit halfway through his
Yeah.
performance. He's like, I'm just going to talk normal because it just sounded terrible. But yeah,
Don't worry,
he
we'll cut
just,
that part out. They leave
the
it in.
Pliosaur just shows up and he's like, honey, go. And just gasoline sets the boat. I'm like, huh? And it does
Is that the-
nothing. Like you never see like the Pliosaur like no fire and like retreat.
It just kinda leaves.
cuts. It cuts.
Yeah. Okay. Dude. So
okay.
yeah, and they're just that's just how that ends. It's like there you go, no more Pliosaur, and then you find the fucking hold on. This is my favorite part. After the burning, we cut to this motherfucking drunk dude who drives a AMC Marlin. I want to point out, like, how many movies have an AMC fucking... And I did not look this up. I know what a fucking AMC Marlin is, and that's what that sumbitch had. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's a Rambler. And I looked at the back window, I was like, motherfucker, he has a Marlin. Anyway, fish related, of course. But anyway, this dude, it just cuts to this motherfucker in his house, grabs a gun, goes out, gets in his car, goes robs a fucking liquor store.
I thought I was watching a different movie.
Same.
I thought what I was watching just changed. I was like, did whoever cut this just accidentally cut like a different movie in? I was so confused. He like goes to he's driving down like a main city.
Yeah.
Then he robs a liquor store, like bang bang, shoots a freaking woman with her groceries, and then leaves. And I'm like, huh, okay. Is that gonna come back? It does. But it was like, what do we do? What for one, all it leads to is this man getting eaten by the Pliosaur. That's all it leads to. It leads to nothing else. It doesn't, it's just so weird that the director's like, let's add another subplot just to add another victim for the Pliosaur.
So my favorite part of this whole robbery is the dude pulls his little snub nose revolver on the clerk.
Oh,
and he literally says, this is like, man, come on, man. It's the third time this week. Can't you guys rob can't you rob a nice fat bank? And that's it. Like literally the third time. And dude, and then like he goes to stick him, like rob him, and then the lady walks in. He turns, the guy pulls the gun out. He plugs the lady, or plugs the guy behind the counter, plugs the lady, takes the money, and leaves. And that bottle of liquor he had was $4.75.
No, I know, man. That same bottle probably costs $22 now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So when we get to the part, I'll abridge it more, but Parker pretty much explains how that storyline ends. We cut back to the doctor, autopsy in the head. So when we talked earlier in the movie, the meteorite hits, blah, 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 cut. Oh, no, they find the meteorite, cut, Pliosaur kills somebody. That was 6 fucking months.
I missed that.
It literally says it's been 6 months since the meteor hit. There's no indicator. You watched it. It just goes to the next scene. 6 months.
That was the next day, dude. The way that everything goes throughout this entire movie, it's been like 2 days.
It looks like it was the same fucking day they pulled the rock up Pliosaur. Like, I'm dead serious. I was like, what happened?
No card,
we need
no
at least
nothing. You just had to listen to the doctor say something. Dude, there were times I was so zoned out from this movie, especially anytime it was just people talking to each other. Like when these scientists, for one, the most pretentious pieces of shit in this
They
movie is
suck.
this doctor and then the two other people. Like the woman wasn't terrible because she's barely doing anything.
She barely
It's the
says
guy
anything.
she's with who's just like, science is more important than human lives. Science. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, it's this fucking guy.
It's one of
Shut up,
those
bro.
people.
We need him alive.
Always have to have those. So after we find out it was 6 months, and he does the autopsy, and then tells the sheriff it wasn't a bear. Blah blah blah. Always, it's dude. It's just on like every fucking movie when we don't know what shit's going on. There's always this scene. Rich couple's found comatose,
Wait. So
You
you're
know,
telling me
like just sitting there.
they've been sitting there for 6 months?
No, it's been no. So in between, like them finding the meteor and the first dinosaur attack was 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So that's the 6 month. Yeah, so that's what I meant. Like when you're watching the movie, they pull the meteor up and like they do the let's stare at the
then
sun.
it shows up and it starts killing people, and you're like, what?
It looks like it's the same fucking day. It's
Yeah.
been 6 months. It says it's been
Okay.
6 months since the meteorite.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I wasn't that clear. I apologize. Thank you.
That's fine. This movie wasn't very clear.
No, not all. No. And then my next note is the liquor store saga concludes. So there's a car chase between the sheriff and I don't know what. No, I'm gonna say
Just
White.
guy.
Fucking
It's just
Colonel
guy.
Mustard.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
dude
he's got,
with,
like-
with the handlebar mustache. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna point out the sheriff is driving a 70 to 72 Buick Skylark wagon. I didn't have to look that.
were they ever used as police cars?
Or
do you think because
not
he's a
normally
local
a
cop?
wagon?
Do you think because he's a local cop, this is just like all they could afford?
It could be. It's just one of those things, and maybe because they're kind of more rural, they wanted like more space in the back. Like trucks and stuff weren't really a common thing to be used for that. For like police vehicles and stuff like that, even though there weren't like a huge selection of SUVs and stuff. So yeah, that would maybe be more rural community. The like a 4-door sedan counterpart would likely be used, but it would usually be like a Chevrolet or a Pontiac.
I would just expect a sheriff of a town like that's in such an area to be driving like one of those like the whatever Brody drove in Jaws, like
like a Blazer.
a Blazer.
It was a
or
K7.
Bronco or
Yeah,
something
it was
like that. Yeah.
Was it K7? Yeah, I think it's K5 Blazer. I'm sorry, K5,
which is
Blazer.
the same one used in Stranger Things.
Yes, there you go. But yeah, that you would think that, especially being in the mountains. But
Yeah,
honestly,
station
truck-
wagon is.
truck 4-wheel drive usage was not as like it's not like now, because like it was actually some towns it was illegal to have like a pickup truck in city limits. They were considered agrarian vehicles. Like that's all they were used for, farms and stuff like that, or like super recreational. Anywho, so this dude, there's a car chase. Neither of them know what the fuck to do. He like bails out of the car and just drives it off the edge of the cliff. And it's the fucking car. They just drive it off the cliff and let that fucker sail.
And it's not even cool either. It like turns
No.
sideways and like topples over slowly, and then it just sits there, and then it goes back up to the top of the cliff where the guy is, and then it zooms back down and the car's on fire.
Yes,
Like, okay.
normal stuff.
They had to take the time to set the car on fire before they brought you back down to the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah, I like how the roof is burning. That thing that isn't normally flammable. Don't mind that, guys. Maybe it was the booze he stole. Just
Yeah,
suddenly
had to be.
combust.
Oh my god.
It's just pure gut rot. Essentially, he chased him to the woods, and then like he gets attacked, and like the sheriff doesn't even see it. Like by the time I found him, he was by the lake, and
How
there was
far
suddenly just a bunch
behind
of
him
blood.
were you? Like, how far are these people where they're not seeing this massive sea creature just emerging, just eating people? Oh, it blows my mind. He's like, you were literally behind the tree, bro. Like,
He was obscured by the tree.
anything. Like, the dude screamed. Well, actually, to be honest, there's a couple people who literally just stare at this thing without screaming and then just get eaten.
Yeah, there's no noise. It's wild. There is and then after this, there's the scene of there's some shit happens. It's not important. The sheriff gets attacked and runs off, and then he grabs Doc to come back, and they photograph like the paddle prints like that it makes on the ground.
Yeah.
And then they're like, then they do it's got to be this, and then the Doc goes back to Dan, and Doc and the sheriff go back to Dan and Susan. And they're like, hey, what the fuck is this? Like, it's probably applies. Or after like very like much disagreement, they kind of conclude on that. They're like, we have to capture it in Bass Bay or whatever the fuck they say at. And No, the monster just shows up by like a little wharf area. Like there's like a big town meeting, kind of like Jaws, but not nowhere near as good. And this one dude walks in that apparently got attacked, and the the dinosaur's just like hanging out by like a bunch of hay bales and throwing them around.
I
And
love
then everybody
that. That's a
shows
great
up.
scene, dude. It's just like
And it is.
just throws it at the sheriff's car.
Yeah, and it's cool because I mean, like we said earlier, the stop motion looks fucking awesome. Like it really
Yes.
does. I know it's all done on a budget, but it's Phil Tippett. It looks fucking amazing. But it's like throwing hay bales. I don't know if it's like doing it like angrily or if it's like I think I could eat this. Like
Probably
takes a bite. Like, that's disgusting.
makes
I
more
want to eat
sense.
it now. Take bites, another one, throws it. Like it can't decide what it wants or doesn't realize that they're not edible
Yeah.
or will not for it. And this is essentially where the final battle happens. This is our final confrontation. Like Arnie and Mitch show up. The fucking, I think the doctor and I know the sheriff's there. Is the doctor and Dan and Susan there, or is it just those three?
So Dan and Susan are like in the back, and they're just
they're
like
there.
doing this all the whole time. Don't
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but they're the sheriff and Arnie are in the snowcat.
Yeah, like let's get his ass.
Yeah, and then
Arnie's like, I've been way over my head. He's
yeah,
got a
just
shotgun.
hops
Doesn't even
out
try
and
to
falls. Yeah.
doesn't even try to shoot. Yeah, just like this typical, like, you know, when a girl runs away in a slasher movie, like, oh, my ankle. And he
Yeah.
like immediately falls and it happens and then just gets fucking nommed, dude.
Yep, he does. I love when they pan
Immediately.
out to the stop motion and it's just this little
Yeah.
little dude in its mouth and just throws him.
And he's just instantly just like
He's dead.
soaked in blood. Just
Oh, yeah.
saturated.
He
Not Artie, no.
Yeah, and then it just sits on everyone grieving Arnie. It's like the sheriff goes up to him.
Oh, that's they got to kill it first.
Oh, right.
Because they
Yeah.
take the snowcat, they like stab it in the neck, like the
Yeah.
the
It's
sheriff
like,
does, and that
"Wah."
just kills it. Like, oh
Yeah,
god,
like, oh, all right.
my neck, my one weakness, and just falls over. And then you can continue with your.
Yeah, it was just the fact that this morning scene was hilarious, to be honest. Like,
Sorry.
it sucks because I liked Arnie, but
Yep.
it's just the fact that it like takes. I swear to God, the movie is an hour and 23 minutes, and 3.5 minutes are just them mourning Arnie's dead body on the ground.
Yeah, like the sheriff's doing stuff, and like Mitch is just like all sad. He's like, "It's our boats, Arnie. It's our boats."
Yeah.
And like Angela's like, "Oh, it's so sad because it's Mitch and Arnie, like literally the
Yeah.
best two characters, and you knew one of them was going to get fucking iced. You
Yep.
fucking knew it." But that's pretty much the end of the movie. It just
Yeah.
fucking ends like as they often do.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy,
Kilmore Kreitz.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave,
I have the weirdest boner.
and Pete.
IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Let me try that again.
As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
The end of this reminded me of a movie. Before you say anything, the end of this reminded me of the movie Dinosaurus. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
That's where they pull. It's ironically they pull actual dinosaurs frozen in a lake, a Tyrannosaurus and a Apatosaur, and there's also a frozen caveman for some reason because it was the late 50s, early 60s, and the end battle is like a God, what is big scoop truck like with the big long arms and the scoops? What the fuck are they called?
Oh, excavator.
Like it's like an excavator fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that's what that made me think of.
That's
So carry on.
Yeah, I mean this the stop motion is great. I love this showdown between the pliosaur and the sheriff when the sheriff first sees it.
Mhm.
He's just like unloading on this thing, and then there's literally a shot of the pliosaur just sitting there, and he's got to like do a 3-point turn to get out of there. He's like reverse, forward, I got to reverse again, and then go. I was like,
yeah.
the pliosaur's just chilling there, like could attack this car, but I'm just gonna chill and watch this happen because this is pretty funny.
He just wishes he had more hay bales.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a movie. It was.
Yeah.
I really want a good like Loch Ness monster movie, like a lake monster movie, and I feel like we've just anytime they're like, let's do a pliosaur again. It's like, can we actually make it good though? Like, can we actually like make it believable or just interesting? Like, it's just the I think it's just an effect show because I feel like everyone in this movie, actor wise, is just somebody they found. Like they're just like in this town they're filming and hey, you want to be in a movie? You want to act? It's like I got a role for you. You don't have many lines, but here you go. Because to be honest, I don't recognize any of the actors in this movie. The fact that the main actor, the sheriff, is just one of the writers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, listen, keep going. Sorry, you finished.
No, I mean, you can tell why this director didn't do anything else. This was it. This was the only thing he ever directed.
Hey, at least he made it, right?
He did. He did. Listen, I don't think it was terrible. It had its moments. It just fell flat in a lot of places. Like it introduced so many subplots. It introduced a lot of characters. Half of them just disappear. And you think they're supposed to be important, but they're not. And then you have one guy who's just arguing about keeping this thing alive. And it's like, where have you been for the majority of the movie? Like, where have you been? You have no right to come in here and be like, we need to save it. It's like, whatever,
save the
man.
whales. Fucking nuke the whales.
I just love the town meeting where they're at like the little diner.
Yeah.
And they're having like the Jaws meeting where like they're all in the front of the room. And you have the one guy's like, this dude, probably the only time he's ever said a line in a movie. He gets up, he goes, they're killing people in our town. I say, kill it. And I was like, I like the attempt. I'll give you a B for effort.
It makes me think of that skit from Family Guy where they're trying to like ban cigarettes. Like, cigarettes are bad for you. Cigarettes will kill you. And it's like, no. Cigarettes are bad for you. Yeah, cigarettes was I don't know, I better not say it. It might be too bad. Never mind. Scratch that. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. No, he's like, yeah, cigarettes are terrible. Yeah, cigarettes killed my father and raped my mother. I was like, what? That's not how cigarettes work. Anyway, because it just what it feels like. Listen, if anybody ever makes a shitty movie and they want somebody with no acting skills, like I feel like I could blend with these people because I can't act at all. So if anyone wants to make a shitty monster movie with people who have no acting skills, call me up. I'll be in it. Just buy me a sandwich.
Listen, I can't even like be super harsh on like mediocre acting because like I'm not an actor. Some of them were trying, some of them weren't. The guys who played Arnie and Mitch, bravo. They were the best.
Good for you guys.
Was their acting great? No. It was almost as good as everybody else's, but they were just way more interesting. The sheriff, he had his moments.
Yeah.
Where he was just wooden, or like after he gets attacked by the pliosaur, you're like, oh my God, we're actually seeing something from him. Because he's like scared and he's trying to tell that. Then you have the doctor who's just one note the entire time. What are you talking about? He's always got that like head tilt, suave talk, and you're like, oh, really? Huh? And you're like, what is happening?
Go look at some fucking heads. Get out of here, dude. And why do these? It's the typical doctor that just knows everything about fucking everything.
Oh yeah.
What kind of animal is it, Doc? Why the fuck would he know? This some bitch is looking at cave paintings. Why would he know what kind of bear it is, dude? Scientist does not mean you know everything. Just like
he was the one who literally goes, "What is that?" When they're pointing out the pliosaur drawing on the cave drawing. What is that? Oh,
what 2-year-old painted this? It's like on the back of like a Denny's kids menu, just scribbled on there. I think the thing with Arnie and Mitch is, while I will agree, I don't think their acting is much better than anybody else in the movie. It just feels like they're at least trying to have fun.
Oh yeah,
and like nobody else is.
I feel like the director was so interested in them. They're like, let's just expand their role in this, because there's just scenes in this movie of them where you're just like, what does this have to do with the plot? Like, it's them when they're told by the sheriff to stay home and to not rent out any more boats. And you see that, like, you're with them for a good 2 to 3 minutes at their house. And like one of them is getting drunk off his ass. And the other one is just like concerned about their well-being. Like, we haven't paid rent in 2 months and this and that. I was like, what is going on here? Like, why do I need any of this? I need like
here's
the
my-
inner life of these two guys when it doesn't. It's not gonna play into anything other than the fact that maybe you're just getting closer to him because you know one of them is gonna actually die.
So here's how I would have spun it. Right, here's my take on this. Or if we get like the reboot sequel, which would be Arnie and Mitch: The Quest for More Money. I want Arnie and Mitch to have never been residents there the whole time. I want it to be the same plot, but you find out that Arnie and Mitch were actually aliens on the asteroid, and they brought so hear me out. They brought the pliosaur with them, but it's like a mass hysteria manipulation thing. So everybody thinks they've lived there forever, and they keep renting boats to people so that the fucking pliosaur will eat them. You have to tweak the ending a little bit, but that's it. That's the whole idea. They're actually aliens.
Yeah, you could have
make
that,
sense why they're
or you
acting
could do-
weird.
Or you could do it as like a Lake Placid story, where like
Oh,
these
yeah, where
guys
they
are
raised it?
pretending. Yeah, they found it at like the asteroid hit or the meteor hits. It awakens it. It's a little baby, of course, so they have to raise it, but they've been secretly raising it. But you never know that this is happening. They're like doing the same thing they've been doing the whole time in this movie, where they feel like they've never seen it before. They don't know what's going on. But then, like by the end of the movie, you start picking up like, oh no, this is their like pet. And they're like, yeah, they're doing what you just said, where they're renting the boats out to feed their pet.
You don't realize it. Like they
No. You don't know until like the end that they were actually involved with this thing.
Let's get the two comedians to do it. They went on to do horror movie. Well, one of them did.
Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah, we'll have both of them
that would
do
be
it.
Perfect.
That's fucking
perfect
hilarious.
casting right there.
Remake the Crater Lake Monster and have them be Mitch and Artie. You can change names, I don't give a fuck. But having that be like the core of the character. But like do the Lake Placid thing. And just call it Crater.
Man.
Just call it Crater Lake. That's it.
We need to pitch it.
Let's do it. Patent pending.
I'm gonna at Monkey Paw Productions. That's Jordan Peele's production company.
Do it. Holy
I have
shit,
an idea for a remake for the Crater Lake Monster that involves Jordan Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, and then I'll email him a fucking script idea.
Be like, imagine you guys are like Betty White in Lake Placid.
That's the selling point. You are Betty White,
dude,
but it's both of you.
I'm glad we
great
did it.
idea.
Right. So
none of you patrons better steal this.
Yes, don't. Patent pending.
This is Dissect That Film restricted. We got the little R next door.
By watching this video, you authorize that you will not steal our ideas. So, you got anything else you want to say about the movie?
No. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out like where I stand on this. Like, I enjoyed it way more than Loch Ness Horror. Like, if I'm looking at the two lake monster movies we've covered, we
did one more.
We did? What was the other one?
I actually squeezed, because it ends up like being a lake monster thing at the end. I squeezed Horror at Party Beach or whatever.
Oh, okay. But okay, so the two movies we've covered that have to do with pliosaurs.
Yeah, that's fair.
This one is way more entertaining. Yes. Because Loch Ness Horror is just atrocious. It's just a straight up bad movie. There's nothing enjoyable about that pile of garbage. This one at least has an enjoyment factor to it, even though you know that it's not good. But it's like so bad it's kind of good. Like not so bad it's good. So bad it's kind of good. And of course, Phil Tippett's stop motion work is fucking chef's kiss. Like you're not.
Watch it for that.
I mean, we've covered some mediocre monster movies on this show that really got carried by like, oh, Ray Harryhausen was the effects artist behind this, or
Black Scorpion,
or Willis O'Brien, was part of it. You're like, if those names were attached, you're at least going to have a good time with the creature design and how the creatures interact with the world. And I think they did that pretty well in this movie. It was just kind of everything else was just like. It's fine. It's all right. I'd probably give it like a 2.5 out of 5 if I were to rate it. It's like right down the middle.
I would agree with you. Like I think literally everything you said is spot on for what I would say. You have a couple like mediocre, like a couple decently enjoyable characters. The stop motion's where it's at. The kills aren't that great. The random fucking liquor store robbery kills me, and all the music Did you listen to the background music? A lot of it's just stock horror movies, like from the Universal Vault.
Stock
It's just
horror
stock-
movie. Fucking sounded like soap operas were happening.
Oh yeah,
it was like, what? All right, you do use 70s monster movie.
yeah. And I get it. It's super low budget monster movie. It's kind of like Loch Ness Horror, but I would say this is a better movie, but definitely not any of them that I would return to with any kind of frequency.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a one and done. But you guys could watch it for free somewhere else. So that's all I got to say. I'm same as Parker.
All right. Well, that's it. That's it for the Crater Lake Monster. So, Dan, I know you can't share your screen, but do you want to do the wheel spin if you're able to?
So I can. Here's my question. I'm going to do the wheel spin, and then are we going to post this on social media? The wheel spin results?
I will post it on Patreon. Here we go. What are we covering for November on the Monster Zone?
All right, here we go. Hit the wheel and go. Big money. No whammies. No whammies. It's going to be one we're already getting our... Oh, please. Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Oh, we're getting a
No, this is
twofer of Mechagodzilla.
It's actually the direct sequel to the one we're covering later in the month.
Wow.
So we'll have to make sure it gets released later in the month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to record it first. So
Fair point. Once we get there. But there you go.
awesome. So we're going to be doing back-to-back Godzilla movies or Mechagodzilla movies because we will be covering Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla from 1974 on the regular show. So we're going to be, maybe we'll be doing this on a Friday. That'll be released on a Friday. This will be released on a Monday. Get a twofer of Mechagodzilla movies. It's going to be a good time.
Sorry, Cat was assaulting the door. But yes, it will be. You'll get the whole story. You'll get the whole two-parter.
I'm excited. I know that most Godzilla movies are on Max right now, so I believe that one is also on Max. Yeah, we're very excited for Godzilla month, and I hope you are too. And I hope you guys have had a good time listening to this episode. The Monster Zone has been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can continue doing it in 2025. So we got 2 months after this left of 2024 for the Monster Zone, so there'll be 2 more Monster Zone episodes. Of course, November will be free for everybody. And then, of course, you'll get your exclusive one in December. And then, we'll have to sit down and figure out what the future of the Monster Zone is for 2025 and, and see if you guys want it to keep going.
Yeah,
So,
hope so. But if not, we totally get it. We're just having fun that you guys give me an excuse to be able to talk about the shit that I love. So,
well, yeah, that's it.
All right,
I think that's it for us, Dan.
Yep. We appreciate you guys very much, like always, for coming in and listening to the Monster Zone. This was, of course, Mr. Parker.
Goodbye, everybody.
Angela's normally here, and then myself, Dan, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
All right.